Make no mistake, the hiring market is not a meritocracy, guys. It is a data filtering problem. And right now, you are data that is being discarded. We are seeing unemployment sit at 4% approximately as of early 2025. But if you work in tech or corporate sectors, you know the real story. Over 130,000 tech workers were laid off in 2024. And that bleeding has continued right into this year. You have thousands of highly qualified people chasing the same seats now. Most people look at this and play the victim. They complain about the economy and they complain about recruiters and they complain about ghosting. But we're not victims here. We're engineers. And what do engineers do? We identify a system failure, we analyze the architecture, and we build a solution. Today, we're going to dismantle the job search myth. I'm going to show you exactly where you're getting stuck in the pipeline, why the pretty resume is dead, and how we're going to use AI to beat AI. I built a system that lets you reverse engineer the exact tools that these massive companies use to reject you so you can bypass their filters entirely. Let's get into it. Let's look at the architecture of the problem, because if you don't understand the system you're fighting, you have zero probability of winning. We have data now that confirms what many of you suspect. 98% of Fortune 500 companies use Applicant Tracking Systems, or ATS. These aren't just digital filing cabinets, they are automated rejection machines. When you submit a PDF to a portal, you aren't sending it to a human, you're feeding a database. And that database is programmed with one primary directive: discard as much data as possible to save human bandwidth. Current research shows that these systems auto-reject approximately 75% of resumes before a human being ever lays eyes on them. Think about the math for a second. 3 out of every 4 applications you send are going straight to the trash because you failed parsing tests that you didn't even know you were taking. This is what I call the spray and pray fallacy, guys. You think if you just apply to enough jobs, the law of averages will work in your favor. That's a terrible return on investment. The average online job posting today receives over 250 applicants. Some remote roles hit over 2,000 applications within 48 hours, guys. Here's the kicker. Only about 2% of those applicants ever receive an interview invitation. Probably the top 50% are going to get the invitation to interview. The other 1,950 applicants get ghosted and ignored because the position gets filled by the time they interview those first 50 candidates, right? So if you don't make it to the top 50, you're not going to get any responses. If you're an engineer or you work in product or data, would you ever design a system with a 2% success rate and call it functional? No, you wouldn't. You tear it down and rebuild it. So why are you treating your career with less rigor than you treat your code? The reality is that the easy apply button is a trap. It minimizes the friction of entry, which maximizes the noise in the system. Recruiters are drowning in noise, guys. So they tune the algorithms to be more aggressive. They filter for exact keyword matches, specific tenure lengths, formatting structures that are machine readable. If you have a creative resume with beautiful 2 columns and beautiful graphics or weird headers, the parser can't read it, or the parser just doesn't care. It comes out as garbage text on a recruiter's end. What's the result? Auto rejected. You aren't being rejected because you aren't qualified, guys. You're being rejected because you're invisible and you're not maximizing your resume for the current system. Let's talk about the timeline, because this is where the mental toll really kicks in. We call it the application black hole. The average time between submitting an application and actually getting a response, if you get one, is now averaging between 23 to 44 days, apparently. That is a month and a half of silence. And that's assuming you hear back at all. 54% of job seekers report that they never hear back from employers after applying. Ghosting isn't an anomaly anymore, guys. It's standard operating procedures. So why does this matter? It's not because recruiters are evil, guys. It's because the system is inefficient by design. When a company lays off 10,000 people like we saw across the tech sectors recently, they also lay off their recruiting teams. So you have fewer recruiters managing higher volumes of applications. The dashboard ranks you. It gives you a matching score of 85%, 90%, 30%. If you aren't in the top 10% of that match score, you don't exist. And here's where the victim mindset destroys you. You sit there waiting for 40 days, getting depressed, questioning your worth, thinking, why doesn't anyone want me? Guys, it's not about want. It's about search. You are a product sitting on a shelf in a warehouse with the lights off, and you're mad that no one is buying you. You need to turn the lights on. You need to make sure that when the algorithm searches for a React developer or a project manager with agile certifications, that your barcode scans correctly, guys. If you're waiting 6 months to find a job, which is the current average for most mid to senior level roles, that's half a year of lost income. That's half a year of lost compounding interest on your investments. applicants, that's a massive financial hit. You can't afford to be passive, guys. You need to stop acting like applicants and start acting like systems architects, like engineers. So the engineering alternative, what is it? If 98% of companies are using AI and automated scripts to filter you out, the only logical response is to use AI and engineering to break in. Yeah, that's right. AI versus AI, buddy. Yeah, that's right. AI versus AI, baby. I built a product specifically for this problem. I got tired of seeing brilliant people like you guys out there get filtered out by dumb algorithms. So I decided to give you the ability to tap into the exact tools that large companies use to find candidates. We need to reverse engineer the process. Here's how it works. Companies use job description parsing. They feed a job description into their system and it extracts entities, extracts the skills, years of experience, education, specific tools. These become the search criteria. Well, one of the things that my system allows you to do is to take that same job description, run it through our engine, and extract those exact entities. We then take your resume and I run a gap analysis on it. It's just like debugging code. The system tells you, hey, the job requires Kubernetes orchestration, but your resume says container management. To the algorithm that the big companies use, that's a mismatch. To the human, it's the same thing. The human isn't reading it yet, guys. It has to get through the algorithm. It has to get through the ATS tracking system. So we use AI to rewrite your bullet points. We don't lie. We never lie. We translate. We translate your experience into the language that the ATS speaks. We optimize the syntax. We restructure the hierarchy of the information so that the parser reads your most relevant skills first. You're essentially doing search engine optimization, but for you and your career, which is what you guys need to do. That's how you guys need to operate. If you're a business struggling with AI and data initiatives, I can help you guys out with that as well. It's the same logic. It's about structuring unstructured data so it becomes valuable. Hey, companies need to find people that can get the job done for them. And people out there need to find jobs that they can carry out properly. They need to match each other. They need to find each other. This is a way of optimizing on both sides to help each other out so that people are not out here struggling on either side. By doing this, you're not just applying. You're injecting a signal into the noise, guys. You're ensuring that when the recruiter logs in at 9 a.m. in the morning and filters by top candidates, you are in that batch that actually gets clicked. We're taking the probability of that 2% that we talked about earlier and increasing it to 20%. 30%, 40%. That's an order of magnitudes increase in efficiency, guys. Beyond just the resume, you need to stop knocking on the front door. The front door is crowded. The front door is where the 250 other people, the 2,000 other people are standing. You need to find the side doors, the back doors. Once you have your resume optimized with my system, you don't just hit the apply button, guys. There's other things that you need to do and carry out in order to get ahead of the line as well. And you attach this optimized resume, which is the starting point. Without this in your toolbox, your back pocket, nothing happens. It's the starting point. It's one of the major starting points. So this is what I mean by an engineering mindset. We don't just hope for the best. We test, we iterate, we optimize. If you're sending out resumes and getting 0 callbacks, your conversion rate is 0. Stop sending them. Fix the problem. Fix the marketing. And that's what this tool allows you to do. You have to be smarter. You have to be faster. And you have to use the technology that is being used against you for you. I want you guys to stop struggling and start engineering your way into these rooms, guys. Go ahead and sign up into the wait list so that I know you guys are interested so I can help you guys out and get you guys early access to the system. I know there's a lot of people out there struggling with this. If you're a business struggling with AI and data initiatives, I can help you guys out with all of this as well. Go ahead and get on the wait list. Connect with me. The link is in the description. Go ahead and like, subscribe, leave comments down below. Let me know what your thoughts are regarding this job market. Are you seeing these rejection rates? Let's talk about it. I'll catch you guys in the next one.